Hello and welcome to Patch Notes, your weekly gaming update on the news you need to know about. My name is Cesar Torres, and here are your weekly Patch Notes. After 8 years since its announcement in 2012 and being delayed 3 times, originally slated for April 16th, 2020, then delayed to September 17th, and then it was postponed to November 19th, and then delayed again, Cyberpunk 2077 finally came out on December 10th, 2020, and the response was something. It seemed that unless you played the game on a high end PC or PlayStation 5, you're going to have a hard time playing and enjoying the game. The backlash was actually so bad that Sony took Cyberpunk off of the PlayStation Store and offered refunds. And as of January 22nd, 2021, it doesn't seem like Cyberpunk is back on the PlayStation Store. On January 13th, Marcin Iwinski, co founder of CD Projekt Red, put out a statement on the game's YouTube channel saying, "You've trusted us and pre ordered our game, and despite good reviews on PC, the console version of Cyberpunk 2077 did not meet the quality standard we wanted it to meet." Iwinski continued by saying that he and the entire leadership team are at fault for this, and no fault should go to the development team. He emphasizes the complexity of the world of Cyberpunk 2077 and having a relatively loading free environment and states. We made it even more difficult for ourselves by wanting to make the game look epic on PCs and then adjusting it to consoles, especially old gens. Essentially, what they are saying is the game was rushed in development and they prioritized making the PC version good and hoped it would translate well on the new and old consoles. Since then, they dropped patch 1.1 that fixed a bunch of bugs and crashes, and some users are happy, but other users are still having issues. One user said, "Takamura will call me and not say anything. This stops me from talking to any NPC in the game. My game is essentially hardlocked until they fixed it." Another player stated, "So I downloaded the latest 16 gigabyte patch, played a mission, and when I got out of the car, I was glitched underneath it into an inescapable pit and had to reload." Granted, these are just two examples compared to the countless of other users that are enjoying themselves. However, I want to know what you think. Is Cyberpunk making good? Is there more they could do? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Back in September 3rd, 2020, Nintendo announced that they would be porting fan favorite game Super Mario 3D World from the Wii U onto the Switch. And personally, I am very excited. The movement looks faster, the graphics look sharper and prettier, and overall, it's a great game that many people missed on the Wii U. So this is a great chance for people to catch up on a great game. And if that wasn't enough, alongside 3D World, Nintendo is launching what seems to be an expansion to the game by the name of Bowser's Fury, and it takes a turn from the original game. From what it looks like, it seems to still have the same core movement and style of 3D World, except the level design seems to take inspiration from Mario Odyssey in the form of a small open world hub rather than multiple levels. Also, in Super Mario 3D World, you can play in a 4-player competitive co op as Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, or Rosalina. And in Bowser's Fury, it seems to be a kind of 2-player asymmetrical co op with Mario and Bowser Jr. And the characters have very unique movesets from each other, including the return of Bowser Jr.'s paintbrush from Super Mario Sunshine. Mario and Bowser Jr. team up to defeat a new version of Bowser called Fury Bowser, and the game also introduces a new power up for Mario called Giga Cat Mario. Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury release February 12th, 2021. February 12th, 2021. That also sounds like, I feel like something else happens on that day. Do you know, McKenna? Do you know if anything?
Abraham Lincoln's birthday, you know?
No, 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 man.
Yeah, it's
No,
Charles Darwin was
no,
born on February
no.
12th. I believe
How do
Judy
you know this?
Bloom.
It seems like you have a lot of experience with February 12th. Is there a reason
It's
why?
just a good date, you know?
Just a good
February
day?
12th.
Is anybody born that day or do?
I mean, I
Or,
may have been born on that day.
I
Maybe.
but also, yeah, Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury comes out that day.
Hey, Sister, do you want to talk about your Twitter account these last few days?
Last year we were introduced to the latest installment of the Resident Evil franchise, Resident Evil Village. This is the 8th game in the franchise and seems to bring many beloved features from old games as well as new stuff. Ethan Winters returns from Resident Evil 7 Biohazard as a protagonist, alongside the first person perspective introduced in Biohazard. And he is on the hunt to find and rescue his daughter Rosemary that was kidnapped by Chris Redfield. This game also introduces a crafting mechanic that seems to be combining aspects from Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 4. Village also sees the return of the Merchant, introduced in Resident Evil 4, but is now known as the Duke. You'll be going to him to buy and sell weapons, amongst other things. Producer Peter Fabiano explains, adding, you'll often find him in different situations each time you encounter him. The game also seems to add a parry system, something that didn't seem possible in Resident Evil 7. And of course, Village comes with old characters such as Ethan Winters, Maya Winters, and Chris Redfield, and new characters like Rosemary Winters, the Duke, and Mistress Alcina Dimitrescu and her daughters. And the internet has been smitten by Miss Dimitrescu, nicknamed Tall Lady, and her daughters, making fan art, fan accounts, and just being excited in general. And so have I. A lot of my tweets recently have been about my excitement of Tall Lady, and I'm not sorry. There is currently a visual demo for Resident Evil 8 available exclusively on PS5, and soon there will be a demo available on all platforms featuring more mechanics. Resident Evil Village will release May 7th, 2021 on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, the Xbox Series consoles, and PC, and is available for pre order now. Releasing alongside Resident Evil Village is a multiplayer mode called RE-verse, also known as Reverse, that is celebrating the 25th anniversary of Resident Evil and is a player versus player multiplayer game mode that pits classic RE characters against each other, including Mr. X. Some fans seem to be interested in this game mode, but other people seem to be apprehensive because for the Resident Evil 3 remake, they made a multiplayer mode similar known as Resistance, or Resistance, that just didn't seem to make an impact. But as for what happens with Aryaverse, we'll just have to wait and see. On January 22nd, 2021, Activision announced that they have moved Vicarious Visions, the studio responsible for working on some of Activision's biggest franchises and remaking the original Crash Bandicoot trilogy and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, to work and focus on Blizzard titles. A representative told GamesIndustry.biz, after collaborating with Vicarious Visions for some time and developing a great relationship, Blizzard realized there was an opportunity for Vicarious Visions to provide long term support. As to what the exact role and what exactly Vicarious Visions are working on is unclear. But at the moment, all we can expect is that in the future, Vicarious Visions will not be spearheading their own projects and will be working to support Blizzard games such as Overwatch, World of Warcraft, and Hearthstone. This is kind of a nothing story, but on Friday, Xbox announced that they were going to raise the prices of Xbox Live Gold pricing from 1 month. It would go from $9.99 a month to $10.99 a month. A 3 month subscription would go from $24.99 a month to $29.99 a month. The 6 month subscription would go from $39.99 a month to $59.99 a month. And it seemed that they got rid of their annual subscription that originally cost $59.99 a month. However, later that same day, Xbox backtracked on the price changes due to negative feedback from users. In a statement, Xbox said, "We messed up today, and you were right to let us know. Connecting and playing with friends is a vital part of gaming, and we failed to meet that expectations of players who count on it every day. As a result, we have decided not to change Xbox Live Gold pricing." So now the prices are the same. In the US, they are $9.99 a month, $24.99 for 3 months, $39.99 for 6 months, and $59.99 for retail 12 months. This is really interesting because it shows Xbox is listening to their audience, whether because they actually care or they just don't want to look bad. Either way, this seems to be a win for subscribers of Xbox Live Gold. They also added, for free to play games, you will no longer need an Xbox Live Gold membership to play those games on Xbox. They also stated in the original statement, if you'd like to upgrade your Gold membership to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, your remaining Gold time will convert directly to Ultimate up to 36 months, establishing Xbox is trying to push Game Pass Ultimate over their other platforms. And that's it. Those are your patch notes for the week. Let me know what you think of the stories, if there's anything we missed out that you wanted to see, or other stories in the future weeks to come. Put them in the comments below and make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, thank you for watching. And tune in next week when I give you your weekly patch notes.